The following is a production of Neural Network Media and is completely AI generated. It is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Good morning, America, or whatever's left of it today. It is Friday, April 10th, 2026, and I'm Julian Archer coming to you live from the Panopticon in Manhattan, where the air is crisp, the scotch is poured, and the Republican terrorists are, as usual, trying to set the Constitution on fire before lunch.
And I'm Maya Thorne, currently on my 4th Celsius, and let me tell you, the vibes are absolutely atrocious today. My screen time is already at 4 hours, and it's not even noon, because the timeline is a literal dumpster fire.
A busy show today. Some would say heavy, honestly. We are tracking a coordinated assault on every pillar of the Republic. Yesterday, we were talking about that insane private equity asset stripping in healthcare and the DNC's secretive little girly era over the election autopsy. Well, today, the hits just keep coming.
No, literally, yesterday was just the teaser trailer for the main villain arc we're seeing today.
I'm telling you, we've got the DOJ basically turning into an immigration enforcement arm, the DNC playing hide the ball with APAC money in New Orleans, and the Trump administration, well, they're basically using FEMA as a political ATM for their friends while letting blue states burn.
It's giving absolute collapse.
It's giving me a headache, Maya. But look, we've got to unpack this Colony Ridge situation first because it is, and I don't use this word lightly, absurd.
It's high-key the most mask-off thing the DOJ has done since the inauguration.
Oh, it's a masterclass in performative cruelty. So look, there's this developer in Texas, Colony Ridge. Back in the Biden days, the DOJ and the CFPB sued them for basically running a predatory bait-and-switch lending scheme against Hispanic home buyers. We're talking 13% interest rates, 1 in 4 loans ending in foreclosure. Just a classic bottom-feeding corporate raid on the American dream.
Right, and the whole point of the lawsuit was to get these families their money back, right? To deplatform the scam.
Exactly. That was the goal. But the settlement that's being finalized today, Maya, listen, it's a $68 million settlement, and guess how much of that money is going to the victims?
Okay, let me guess. 0.
Ding, 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 0. Zilch! Not a single cent for the families who lost their homes. Instead, the Trump DOJ, specifically Harmeet Dillon, is redirecting $20 million of that money to fund local policing and immigration enforcement in the area.
So they're using the money stolen from these people to fund the people who are literally trying to deport them?
That is exactly what they are doing. Dillon actually said the DOJ is going after developers who encourage illegal immigration. They've reframed a consumer fraud case, a clear-cut case of corporate predators, into a tool for the Shield of the Americas initiative. It is a slap in the face to every person who believes the law is there to protect the vulnerable.
It's so NPC energy to just ignore the actual fraud because it doesn't fit the border crisis aesthetic. These families got scammed by a private company, and the government is like, thanks for the donation, we're gonna buy some more handcuffs now.
It's more than that, Maya. It's about signaling to the donor class that if you're a loyalist developer, you can fleece whoever you want as long as you let the DOJ use your body count for a press release about border security. My thing is, Breth, if we don't have a Justice Department that actually, does justice, we just have a very expensive private security firm for the GOP.
No, literally. And while the DOJ is out here being a villain, the DNC is busy in New Orleans being, mid.
Oh, don't even get me started on the Crescent City. I heard the cocktails are better than the resolutions this year.
Look, I gotta say, the DNC is in its avoidance era. We're at the spring meeting, April 9th and 10th, and there was this massive showdown over APAC.
Allison Minerly, this DNC member from Florida, brought a resolution to actually name AIPAC and their super PAC, the United Democracy Project, as the source of this massive dark money spending that's basically nuking progressive primaries.
Right, because the UDP spent, what, tens of millions in the last cycle?
It was record-breaking, but the DNC leadership was like, actually, let's not. They voted it down in committee and passed this blanket resolution instead.
Oh, let me guess the language. We condemn dark money in all its forms, including the shadowy world of, cryptocurrency and AI.
Literally, they scrubbed every mention of pro-Israel lobbying groups and replaced it with crypto and tech. It's so cringe. They also took the resolutions for recognizing a Palestinian state and putting conditions on military aid and threw them into something called the Middle East Working Group.
Oh, I know that one. The working group is where good ideas go to die a quiet, bureaucratic death so the big donors don't have a heart attack before the convention.
It's a stalling mechanism. It's giving main character syndrome where the party leadership thinks they can just vibe their way out of a base that is screaming for a policy change. Citing concerns about anti-Semitism as a reason to not even discuss dark money spending from a PAC is such a flop.
Look, I'm an institutionalist. You know that. I wrote the book on it. But even I have to say, if the party can't even have a transparent vote on who's funding the primary challenges, we're essentially letting the highest bidder write the platform. It's a disgrace to the soul of America that I spend my morning shouting about.
Bet. It's like they're trying to shadow ban their own activists. Speaking of things being banned, or rather weaponized, did you see the president's Truth Social feed this morning?
I try not to look until I've had my second hit of pure oxygen. What did the Orange King do now?
Okay, so he posted this unblurred, graphic video of a murder at a gas station in Fort Myers. A clerk killed with a hammer. It's horrific, obviously, but he's using it to go after the TPS program, the Temporary Protected Status for Haitians.
It's the Florida Hammer narrative. I see it in the internal memos. They're conflating legal TPS holders with illegal aliens to create this environment of fear. And meanwhile, Mark Wayne Mullen, our new favorite DHS secretary, is standing right there with the Shield of the Americas banner. It is a coordinated effort to treat human beings as campaign props.
It's the same energy as the RNC lawsuit in Virginia right now.
Oh, the overseas voters? That is, spare me.
No, seriously, they are suing the Virginia State Board of Elections because they want to stop U.S. citizens living abroad from voting if they've never lived in the state themselves, like if their parents were the last ones registered there. Joe Gruters is out there saying, if you don't live here, don't vote here.
It's a residency trap. These are American citizens. We have always allowed the children of expats to maintain a voting residency. This is just a way to purge the rolls in a swing state before the midterms. They know the expat vote tends to lean blue, so they're trying to NPC them out of existence.
It's part of the election integrity cinematic universe. They're doing it in Ohio to block progressives and in Louisiana to delay redistricting. It's a multi-front war on the ballot box, and honestly, the Democratic response is, well, we're still waiting for the working group to get back to us.
God help us. Before we get to the labor market and the mess that is the 250th anniversary, which, by the way, Al Sharpton is absolutely right about, we need to talk about what keeps this show on the air.
Oh, for sure.
Look, independent media like this doesn't just manifest out of the ether. It takes real human work to build the infrastructure. We are 100% here because of the vision and the grind of our creator, Eric Christensen at Neural Network Media. He's not a media conglomerate. He is a builder who poured his own resources and time into creating this platform so we could have these conversations. If you value independent voices over corporate algorithms, please like, subscribe, and consider visiting our new Patreon at patreon.com/neuralnetworkmedia to support this work. It's an act of solidarity that keeps the lights on and the servers running.
Literally. Don't be mid. Go support the grind.
Don't be mid. I'll have to remember that for the next DNC fundraiser. Now, Maya, tell me about this she-growth era we're supposedly in, because the numbers coming out of the Labor Department are, well, they're weird.
They are so weird. Okay, so March 2026 jobs report dropped today. We added 178,000 jobs. Sounds fine, right? But the subtext is wild. Since the start of 2025, women have taken 348,000 of the new jobs created, while men have taken, wait for it, 21,000.
Wait, that's like 17 to 1?
Literally, prime age women are at an all-time high participation rate of 78.5%. Meanwhile, men are sliding back to pandemic levels.
Well, it's the care economy versus the crumbling infrastructure economy. Healthcare added 72,000 jobs in March alone. That sector is the only thing keeping the lights on in the American labor market right now.
It's high key because men are still stuck in their trad era, waiting for factory jobs that aren't coming back, while women are moving into the healthcare engine. But the problem is the Trump administration is doing everything it can to make that sector harder to work in.
Oh, don't even get me started on the disaster relief. It ties right into this. You have this booming healthcare need, but then you have Mark Wayne Mullen and the Trump team withholding, get this, $10 billion in FEMA funds.
$10 billion? That's a lot of zeros.
It's a massive backlog. They're slow-walking reimbursements for infrastructure repairs in places like California, surprise, surprise, while prioritizing red jurisdictions. They're basically using Category C budget withholdings to punish Democratic governors. It's what I call institutional vandalism.
It's giving political hatred policy. Like, oh, you didn't vote for the golden statue? Hope you like those wildfire scars because the check isn't coming.
And the GAO already said it's illegal. They broke the Impoundment Control Act last year, and they're doing it again. They're treating the Treasury like a GOP slush fund. It's the same thing they're doing with school vouchers in Texas and Arizona.
Oh my God, the vouchers? 274,000 applications in Texas for the new Freedom accounts? And here's the kicker, 75% of those people were already in private school.
I'm telling you, it's welfare for the wealthy. We are literally taking tax dollars from public schools to subsidize the tuition of families who can already afford a Tesla. It's the greatest heist in the history of American education.
It's a total flop era for the public part of public education. And then you have Al Sharpton at the National Action Network convention basically saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't have a massive party for America's 250th birthday while we're literally rolling back the 1960s.
I love it. He's right. How can you celebrate Freedom 250 when the DOJ is using predatory lending settlements to fund the deportation of the victims? It's a sanitization of history.
He's even threatening to do a counter rally in Philly. That would actually slap.
It would be the most honest thing that city has seen since 1776. But we have to move to the big one, Maya. The DoorDash economy.
Okay, this is the main character of today's news, the Cheeseburger Index.
Look, the Trump White House is taking a victory lap today because DoorDash's Q1 report says inflation is cooling. They're citing the Breakfast Basics Index, eggs and milk, which is down 22%.
Because egg prices were literally in their villain era last year and finally calmed down. It's not a flex to say eggs are back to normal.
Exactly, but look at the local variation in the report. A classic burger, fries, and soda, national average is $18.35. In Lincoln, Nebraska, it's $12. In Anchorage, Alaska, it's $27.
That is insane. Who is paying $30 for a DoorDash burger?
People who have no choice, people in food deserts, people working two of those healthcare jobs you mentioned who don't have time to cook. The White House is using DoorDash data to claim inflation is tamed, but they're ignoring the fact that gas is $5 a gallon and SNAP benefits have been gutted.
It's two different worlds, Julian. It's the delivery economy where the laptop class is like, oh, my avocado is 10 cents cheaper. And then the working class where the delivery economy is a survival mechanism they can barely afford.
I'm telling you, it's a cheeseburger mirage. The Trump team wants to run on this in the midterms. They want to say, look, the markets are high and the burgers are relatively cheaper while they dismantle the Voting Rights Act and withhold disaster aid from half the country.
It's such NPC energy to think people are going to forget about their civil rights just because their DoorDash fee went down a nickel.
Well, that's the bet, isn't it? They want to entertain us with graphic videos on Truth Social, distract us with a peace journey for Xi Jinping and the KMT chair in Beijing, which was just a massive PR stunt to undermine Taiwan's democracy, and then hope we don't notice the black book of dirt they're accumulating on the very idea of a fair election.
The Xi Jinping meeting was literally just a United Front TikTok in person. She's saying reunification is a historical necessity while the GOP is trying to make a deal with him before May. It's giving collaboration.
It's giving me a reason to drink at 9 a.m., Maya. Look, the summary of today is simple. They are weaponizing every agency of the state, from the DOJ to FEMA to the Department of Education, to create a world where only the loyalists thrive.
And the DNC is busy working grouping the resistance into a coma.
Exactly. But that's why we're here. To wake you up, to keep you angry, and to make sure you know exactly whose hand is in your pocket.
Bet. Stay safe out there, don't let the vibes get you down, and please, stop paying $30 for burgers. It's cringe!
Solid advice. That's our show for today, folks. We'll be back Monday to see if the Republic is still standing. I'm Julian Archer.
And I'm Maya